Hey, what's up, Trivialites? And thank you so much for joining us for just another beautiful session of us blowing the heck out of your minds. I'm Juan. This is Jordan. That's Zane. We're here to give you guys the lowdown on everything that is making you dumber when it comes to movie myths. In other words, I'm just going to say right now, dare I say, I think that Hollywood has been lying to us.
No.
Knew it.
Stop it.
I knew it all along.
No way.
You did? I still believe everything they say.
I don't trust anybody. I don't even trust myself.
Oh.
Just kidding. That's just a tin hat coming out.
I don't think he is.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, with this, speaking of this not being able to trust anybody at all, and not knowing if you could be, this is a terrible segue.
I'd say it's mediocre.
It's mediocre at best.
At best.
Like Iron Man 2.
Oh!
Mediocre at
Shots
best.
fired.
Oh, well done.
Hey, did you know that everyone who is arrested gets only one phone call after they get arrested?
That's what I've heard.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
And the movie's like, I want my phone call.
Yeah, give me my phone call. I get one phone call.
Yeah, it's literally like
Yes,
one
they're
of the
from Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm
All of
walking
them.
here. I'm calling here.
Yes.
I gotta call my mom.
I gotta call my mom.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking here. No, it was actually one of the biggest staples in Hollywood cinema is the fact that you are always entitled to one phone call to anybody of their choosing. But the fact of the matter is that the only problem with that idea is that it's been made up completely by the film industry.
That's a big problem.
Yeah, it's actually not true at all. So while anyone who has been arrested does have the right to speak to their attorney, phone calls are a privilege that can be given or taken away. Just like Mama's mac and cheese.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Well, that is a privilege.
Done.
No Kraft mac and cheese.
Are you going craft or shells?
Well, if I'm speaking from a kid point of view, Kraft, but as an adult, shells.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Shells and cheese deluxe? Is that
Yeah,
what we're-
in the silver package compared to the
powder.
powder.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you Trivialites out there actually watched our last episode, you would already know that mac and cheese is one of my favorite leftovers. So it's
Yep.
yeah,
With breadcrumbs on top.
with the breadcrumbs on top.
They go
of
well.
course.
If you could throw a little milk in there, liquefy them up a little bit,
So good.
Yeah.
it can always taste just as good.
Yeah.
First day.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's kind of the fact on that right there is that you are not allowed, no matter what, one phone call. You're allowed to make a call to your attorney, but after that, phone calls are a privilege, not a right.
Son of a gun. I had no idea.
Yeah, so be on your best behavior there, criminals.
Right? Note to self, call mom before you get arrested.
Yeah.
Note to
Right.
you.
In the car.
Also.
In
the car? Yeah.
Yes.
While you're pulled over. That's good.
How do you think
So it'd
y'all's
be mom or wife?
Ooh.
Definitely wife.
I want to throw you under the bus and back over you there, but
No, definitely.
I don't mind it.
No, I know.
I'm
you
comfortable
don't.
in that driving seat.
I am comfortable knowing that you're going to throw me under the bus.
Excellent.
I would definitely call my wife.
Yes. Okay. All right.
No. I think
No.
I'd call my mom and ask her to call my wife. Because if I called my wife, she would probably kill me.
Tangled web we weave.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
No wife wants that phone call.
No.
You just got to do the way I did, and I just end up being taken to jail with my wife with me, and then she already knows, and I can't hide it from her.
Oh, nice. The
Yeah,
double
so
trouble.
Yeah.
Double
Double trouble.
Trouble. There's
I like
a story
that.
there, but you're not getting it here in this episode. What you are getting is trivial factoid number 2.
Ooh.
Let's talk about defibrillators. We were talking about how our mamas and our wives would react. Well, I'm sure they would fall down to the floor and they would need to be defibrillated
Oh, excellent.
to be brought back to life, right?
Yeah, right.
Interesting word.
So they've taken on very different jobs in movies. We all know this right here. One of my favorite times the defibrillator was moved was actually in Mission Impossible, and one of the newest ones. I think it was Mission Impossible 4 or 3, I can't remember. But she had a device in her head, and they needed to use a defibrillator to shock the device to make sure it didn't work. And as soon as the defibrillator was ready to go ahead and go, the device popped and killed the girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
That might have been the one in Dubai.
Yeah,
Not sure.
they did go to Dubai at some point in that.
It was an
movie.
impossible mission, though.
It was
I know
nearly
that
impossible.
I think it was between that and Clifford the Big Red Dog, and we saw Clifford the Red Big Dog.
The red big
He
dog.
was big red,
That's what
and
they
he was
should've
red
called
and
Isn't that
big.
crazy?
Those
It's so
adverbs
weird.
work interchangeably.
They do.
There.
They do.
So,
You
well
still
done.
knew what I was
Yeah,
talking
good
about.
job. It just felt weird saying it, didn't it?
It did. I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
know
you
what to do with
chose
my hands.
Clifford over Mission Impossible.
Well, the kids, you know.
That's
they
a
want
point
to
for
see
Dad.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good dad point.
It's a good dad point.
There
You
go.
have.
Well,
Yeah.
anyways, defibrillators, they have multiple uses in Hollywood movies in comparison to what they actually do in real life. So, for example, in Casino Royale and Inception, they show the electric paddles essentially bringing people back to life. So the person dies, defibrillator, people come back to life. You know,
You don't say it's so,
I
do you?
do declare
What?
that they got done bringing back to life.
I'll be a shimmy do.
So they say that it restarts the victim's heart. However, that's a load of malarkey.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Dash. For real?
Nothing but hog
Baba
wash.
Ganoush.
Wow.
So that is exactly the opposite of what real life defibrillators
News to me.
actually do. They are actually made to stop the heart after it has suffered from a dysfunctional rhythm. And this allows
Reset
doctors
it.
to perform CPR
Whoa.
to get it working again.
You reset it? Like
Yeah.
a
Reset
like a
it.
PS5 or Xbox or something? You
You
just
gotta
Or
turn it off and
push the
turn it back
reset
on.
button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to move the cartridge around a little bit.
That's right. And blow in it.
yeah.
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 I did go to medical school.
Well, the blowing
to
it
drop
part
something
comes
off
with the
work.
CPR.
Right, right.
That's not with the defibrillator. The blowing it part's the CPR.
Right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
And I'm not
It
sure
is
that's
very
how that
similar.
works either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blowing
very
on
similar.
somebody.
Now,
I think there's a little bit more in depth.
You definitely want to
Oh,
get one of
yeah.
those covers where you're blowing in their mouth, like the plastic protective shield.
the defibrillator is part one of resetting somebody's heart.
Yeah.
That is turns it off, turns it back on, and then you do the CPR, which is where the blowing in it and the pounding this.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
the
it's
office.
good.
From
Thank
the
you
office,
very
yeah.
much.
We were talking about the office earlier, so I was like, oh, that's a nice little
Thank you
segue.
for bringing
Well
that in.
done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. So defibrillators. If a person is capsized on the ground, it's not for that. It's,
Capsized.
you need to do the CPR afterwards. It's not just a boom, shock and awe.
So you don't
know.
just shock them and then walk away.
Bring out
You
the
gotta do the
defibrillator,
CPR.
quick!
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
Up it! We need 200
Cs.
knots!
Yeah.
CCs.
Yeah.
We're on a ship! Knots!
Apparently.
Blast him!
Ah!
50 more!
I'm
Crank it! Reset him!
Works every time.
Speaking of getting reset,
Mm.
chloroform.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a chance to use that on somebody.
I would like
Oh,
to
I
get
thought
it
you
used.
said-
I've always kind of wanted to like have chloroform used on me. Is that weird?
So you want to be put to sleep because that's what we're talking about, like the rag
Yeah.
with the
Isn't that
chloroform.
like
yeah,
the-
drag with the chloroform.
Yeah.
And like
Kind
I
of
just
like a date.
No,
Not a very
I-
good thing.
I think
Yeah,
that's
no.
roofies.
Yeah.
That's roofies. So, how long on average do you guys think it takes for movies to be able to fall down, for people to be able to fall down in movies from getting chloroformed?
It's 3 seconds usually.
It's usually pretty quick, right?
Yeah. You reckon?
I'm gonna say 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds.
That's a
Gotcha,
lot.
gotcha. So, hey, you need a problem solved real quick? Come up behind them, paper towel, a little bit of chloroform.
There,
bing,
there
bing.
you go.
You got yourself a plot hole that writers can write themselves out of.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the truth is that knocking people out of using drugs or other toxins is actually an incredibly difficult process.
Oh, I imagine it's probably lengthy too.
Oh yeah, yeah. So too much of a certain material will actually be harmful, and too little will cause no effect. It would take a lot longer than it does in the movies.
Okay.
So we're talking like minutes of like being able to like hold somebody down. And
Oh
put a
yeah, they're gonna be
chloroform on.
wrestling you. It's
Right.
not gonna work.
Yeah.
Might as well
It's not
do the chokehold thing.
Yeah,
Just put them in chokehold, let them out for a little bit,
Yeah.
bring them back in,
yeah.
defibrillate,
And then when they wake
reset
up,
them.
I feel
They
like
give them
you've done this before.
CPR. Give them a kiss when you're done.
Oh, that's
So
blowing the cartridge.
just a weird, it's a whole weird cycle.
When they wake up, just be like, I'm
They're
Chuck
like,
Liddell.
what are you trying to do? Do you want me to stay alive? You want me to go? You resetting?
why are you kissing me?
Yeah. And then and they wake up to that.
Okay, so let me ask you all this right here. So on average, you guys like watching those crime docs and everything? Netflix, all that
Oh,
jazz.
yeah, that's good
Oh, I love
stuff.
a crime
Crime
doc.
scenes, crime investigators.
Yeah.
Love it.
So let me ask you this: how long do they usually have to wait before they report somebody is missing?
Like, is it 24?
24?
24 to 48 hours, right?
Something
Yeah.
like that.
I think so.
That's not true.
Whoa.
Of
That's
course.
not real. In the movies, almost any time a person goes missing in any movie at all, they have to wait at least 24 hours. And concerned family members are coming up to the police and they're like, we gotta wait 24 hours. It's just the rule.
That's all we can do.
That's the way it
Can't
goes.
do anything. My
Yeah,
hands
but
are
he's
tied.
a 3-year-old
Hands are
and the
tied.
door was open.
We get 24 hours. Okay, go look for him. You got a search party? You got a dog? Get him after.
Put some pictures on some telephone poles. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta
No
do.
cards.
If you don't have
No
any
cards.
takers
NFTs.
after
We need to
24
make some
hours.
NFTs of these missing
right.
people.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. So
So not only is this simply not true, But this is actually one of the more dangerous myths, in my opinion, because it's been accepted. Like until I was doing my research for this episode, I genuinely thought that the 24-hour rule was a necessity. So it actually turns out that police and other experts stress how important it is to start searches and file a missing persons report as quickly as possible. So like we're talking about like, hey, this person's missing. I know he's supposed to be here. Okay, minutes from now, you can go ahead and start doing that.
That would make sense. That's common sense.
We're talking about a person's life here.
Right.
Yeah.
It depends on the circumstances.
Every second counts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this gives the police the best chance of finding the missing person. Any delay can not only hamper an investigation, but also lead to more harm coming to the missing person themselves. So to you, Trivialite Nation, if any of you are ever in the unfortunate circumstance of having to report a missing person, you do not have to wait 24 hours. You can report that immediately. In fact, that's what the police want you to do.
I ran into this problem with my dog Pixie. Got lost, ran away. Went to the police, told them Pixie's been gone. Couldn't been gone.
Yeah.
It's been 18 hours. I don't know where she's at.
What'd they say?
Told me I had to wait another 6 hours
No, they
before
didn't.
I could do anything.
Are you serious?
I had posters, papers, printed up, everything all over, ready to go. Said I couldn't do it. Needed a permit. Needed a permit to put the posters up.
No.
24 hours. Yeah, for permits it's 36 hours. I had a window. Missed it.
Wow.
Pixie's gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
When did this happen?
yesterday. No, because that actually doesn't meet the time frame. When I was younger.
I was younger. You're from yesterday. I was younger. Technically, you were younger yesterday, though. So that is
True.
That is
That's
astute,
true.
an astute observation.
Age is just a number.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know that decibel levels are numbers as well?
Oh,
That's true.
yes, they are.
Yeah. Which brings us back to our next point. So this
Excellent.
right here is trivial fact number 5 when it comes to dangerous movie myths.
Like
is that
it.
silencers make gunshots silent?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Number
What?
one, because there's no such thing as a silencer.
Whoa. Hold up.
Mm-hmm. But
That's not true.
Hold up.
False.
Wait a minute. Put a little love in it.
Mm.
Or some trivia into
All right,
it.
go ahead and finish.
Okay,
What we
yeah,
got?
so let's talk about it. So practically every James Bond film, I watched the new James Bond just the other night. It was great. I actually enjoyed it. It was a nice kind of recap.
Oh man,
On
it's
the
supposed to be
list
awesome.
The quadrilogy, or however you pronounce
That was his
it.
final one, right?
It's the last
Daniel
one.
Craig's
Yeah,
final?
no more time to kill.
Yeah, no more time to kill. No
He's
more time
done.
to kill.
He ran
That's it.
out.
I think they're replacing him with a girl. So
Oh, I
Fun
did
fact.
hear about that.
We shall see. We shall
Interesting.
see.
Mhm.
We shall see. Or Idris Elba. That's also another rumor.
oh,
I'd be okay with Idris Elba. And The Rock said he wanted to be the next 007 as well.
too big.
Yeah.
Dude's too big. He's got enough stuff going on. He don't need to do Bond
I'm
too.
okay
Come
with
on.
Idris
Cruise.
Elba though.
Young Cruise kept him busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great either. I didn't like it.
Well,
But anyways,
Haven't seen it.
kids did.
so any movie that features guns that have silencers, quotations, silencers on them, will show silencers eliminate practically all of the sound from a gun. With a silencer on, it is possible to fire a shot without anyone in the immediate vicinity to know what was happened, according to this movie logic. The thing is that silencers, as I said earlier, are not a thing. For number one, the movies are actually showing what's called a suppressor. And I actually learned this from my brother. We play some video games together. We play PUBG, for example. And I called him a silencer one day, and he's like, they're not silencers, they're suppressors. And my brother's a bit of a gun nut, so he got on to me about that. So
I
fun
did
fact,
not
you
know
can
that.
get onto gun nuts, because most gun nuts aren't going to kill you. So this is talking about a suppressor.
fact.
Fun fact. Gun nuts
Gun
just
nuts
like
don't
guns. They
kill.
don't like killing people. They just like the guns themselves.
Just like shooting.
Yeah. I love
Right.
shooting.
Just like shooting stuff.
Going to the indoor range.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outdoors can get a little cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in Texas.
Old.
During this time.
Yes.
Specifically. During this time specifically. That sounded facetious. I wasn't trying
And
to be facetious.
by cold, I think they mean 60 degrees.
Just a tad bit nipply.
They get a little.
It is 27 right now.
It is
25 degrees outside right now.
It is.
Texas does get cold.
We
Okay.
are warm here in our studio.
Yes, we are.
Hence,
derailed
Snowmageddon.
you.
It's okay.
Last year.
Oh, yes.
That was a doozy.
Yes, it was. Snowpocalypse.
Everybody's making their own.
Dalaska.
Ah, I had never heard
Dalaska.
that one.
Yeah, the pastors at my church, they called it the Great Dalaska situation.
Wow.
Sermon the other day. I'm like, oh, that was fitting.
Very nice.
I
Dalaska.
like that.
Yeah,
So anyway, so not silencers. Silencers aren't real.
Suppressors.
They're called suppressors.
Suppressors.
It's a tool primarily designed to reduce the sound of a gun for ear protection and to make it more difficult to identify the location of the gunfire. So the movies did that part right, but like you still hear it. Now, even with a suppressor fitted, guns can still produce a sound of more than 100 decibels, which is enough to alert everyone nearby.
Oh yeah, that's like it's like a pavement.
The jackhammer?
Yeah.
Like a jack-
This next thing right here, when you're trying to pull out a grenade pin with your teeth.
Sounds dangerous.
Can't do it.
It sounds kind of cool.
It does sound really
for
cool.
sure.
It does sound kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love the smell of napalm.
It's actually
in the
how I got my
morning type
wife.
What?
What was it? Continue? I was just being a show off. That was years ago too. What
Those years ago too. So if action movies have taught us anything at all, it's that pulling out a grenade pin using your teeth is just about the coolest things that somebody could do inside a 90s, 80s, early 2000s action movie.
Oh yeah,
right?
you saw them all the time. Commando.
Yeah.
Rambo?
Rambo.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much any Schwarzenegger,
Stallone.
any
Yeah.
Stallone,
Yeah.
any Lundgren movie like
It's a sweet movie.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren,
Yes.
who actually has one of the highest kill counts in all movies, by the way.
Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And tell John Wick, probably. He might have
Ooh, that would
surpassed
be an
it.
interesting one. Yeah,
He
I'm
might
talking
have
about. I think
surpassed
Lundgren
it.
still has overall most kills in all of his movies combined.
Mm.
And I might look that up a little. Check it out on our TikTok.
Yeah, something to hang your hat on.
So unfortunately,
kills.
doing that with a real grenade would most likely lead to your teeth being pulled out completely. Yeah. So pins are designed to be difficult to pull out. Why? Because they're attached to a grenade. And grenades will kill
Good
you.
point. Yeah.
It's a safety
You don't want that
feature.
thing
Yeah.
just falling out.
No.
Yeah.
It's not like a key ring or something.
No.
No.
It's not
holds
filled
death.
with bubblegum.
That holds death
Yeah.
in its grasp.
Yeah.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That was a.
I don't think so either.
I know that you probably didn't like refer to this, but like Reliant K, when I was in high school, came out with a song called "Horseshoes and Hand Grenades," and it was like one of my favorite songs. Took me back there. So there you go.
You're
Also took me
welcome.
back
Play
to my
that
first
for
heartbreak.
us
Yeah.
sometime.
Horseshoes and hand grenades?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I might, if I can get the rights to it, I'll put it in one of these videos. But that's not gonna happen right now.
Perhaps you could play it on guitar.
Ooh,
The guitar.
the aired guitar.
Ooh, guitar.
The aired guitar. Oh. Horseshoes. Hand grenades.
All right.
I'm just joking.
All right.
That was the Yoko. What was the name of the lady that broke up the
Yoko
Beatles?
Ono?
Yoko Ono. Yeah, that was the
Yoko.
Yoko. I could do the Yoko Ono version of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. It's just.
Uno.
Nice. I don't like her music at all. That really is.
Yeah,
weird.
Weird Al Yankovic version.
It's true. Have you ever actually listened to Yoko though before? Her music before?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really like that. It's like just
Bizarre.
weird.
Yeah.
How bizarre? Bizarre.
Very bizarre.
Very bizarre. So yeah, so don't pull out grenades with your teeth. Also, another fun fact that this wasn't I was going to talk about, but grenades, they don't like explode into fiery fireballs when they blow up. It's just shrapnel.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of just jagged metal pieces.
Oh yeah,
that
not
they-
the giant explosion.
Yeah, there's no
big
giant
ball of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
awful pieces of metal that go into.
that will kill you
Yeah.
slowly.
Right. You got to
Yeah,
pick
like
them
it's
out.
not- They're not just like
It's
that.
just a mess.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are awful.
You ever been hit by one of those things?
Twice. I don't want to talk about it.
Wow.
Well, they
You
were made
pulled
of.
through though.
I did. They were made of confetti.
Yeah.
So I did.
You lost your
through.
big toe in the process
I
though.
did, and it hurt, but I'm here today.
Good.
Rip
Talk about it. Rip big toe.
the toe off. Rip.
Oh wow, this guy 24/7.
Laser guns.
Got it.
Laser guns create an absolutely brilliant color show. So let me ask you this: when I talk about movies
Mm-hmm.
and I bring up lasers,
Mm-hmm.
what
Like it.
is like one of like the first franchises?
Wars.
Star Wars, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No?
James Bond back in the laser.
Oh,
Old
Like
school.
Yeah.
Moonraker or something?
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I was thinking
lasers back
Stormtroopers
then.
immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Missing the
Remind me-
shots. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't
Or
even think
Spaceball.
double. Yeah? But that, which is just a spoof of Star Wars,
Something.
correct?
I think
Yeah.
of jam when I think of Spaceballs.
Mm.
Just we've been jammed, and it's just jam all up in the.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Comb the desert.
Yeah.
very, very clever. Very clever.
So franchises
lasers.
like Star Wars and Star Trek, they have shown millions, dare I say billions of people what it would look like to have a really cool space laser gun fight.
Oh,
But,
for sure.
but the simple fact of the matter is that when we look at our modern military technology today,
Yeah.
with laser weapons, they would more than likely end up being invisible, actually.
Mhm.
So I don't know if y'all ever watch like those combat documentation footage and social media and stuff like that. I always like seeing it because I like seeing where my tax dollars are going.
Right.
And
Oh, fair point.
yeah.
He's a prudent taxpayer.
Yeah,
Just give.
prudent. Prudent's a strong word.
Responsible?
Very even stronger. Taxes have been paid by Juan.
Aware.
Yeah, I'm aware of the taxes that I need to pay.
Just kind of divert the funds into my Roth IRA.
Yeah.
There you
Basically
go.
what we do.
Oh, yeah.
That way
Uncle
it's just
Sam loves
constantly,
that.
it's constantly working for me.
Absolutely. I love
Thank you, Uncle Sam.
I dig it. I dig it.
Drip.
Drip.
Dig it.
So lasers would be clear.
Lasers would more than
Or
likely actually end up
invisible.
being completely invisible.
That makes
if,
sense.
If they even
Yeah.
could be developed.
Just
Right.
because the light.
Well, yeah. Because if we think about light
Frequency
right now,
of light.
you're
the
right.
heat
Carry the
of
light.
it.
There you go. You were actually on the right track right there.
Yeah.
So light needs a surface to be able to reflect off
Genius.
of to be able to become visible.
Yeah.
So if there's no light reflecting off of a surface, it's not going to be able to be shown. And since there's really no in the vacuum of space, there's nothing. I was trying to come up with like a way to say, but there's nothing in the vacuum of space. That means that the laser itself would never become visible. And it's easy to test this with modern day laser pointers, which only become visible when they hit a surface.
Right.
Yeah. So
Harmful to the eyes.
very,
What I say.
very.
Cats love them.
Cats do
Yeah.
love them.
I love pointing them in cats' eyes.
We're going to get another call from PETA.
We are.
First, when I hit the mouse,
We are.
and now.
What happened? What did
Yeah.
you do to the mouse?
It's not important. It's illegal right now.
Okay. Well, they do experiments on mice, so you're
They
probably
do.
in the clear.
Yeah. A lot of
Depends.
Rona
Is it a house mice?
Ooh.
Street rat? Hood rat?
Hood rat.
Which one?
Are you quoting Aladdin?
Just depends. All right.
Wherever my
Street
mind went
rat,
until he said hood
riff
rat.
rat.
Aladdin.
Yeah, you just the street rat. song from
Street
Aladdin.
rat.
I don't
that's
buy
it,
that.
right? Oh yeah, on a magic carpet ride.
That's another song.
I don't know.
That's the one where
No,
he
that
gets
is a different
chased
song.
through
That is
the
a different
city
song.
by the
Yeah.
police.
It was
Oh,
part of the
they
whole,
had
like,
some good.
Gotta eat to live,
Not
gotta
steak.
steal to eat. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So laser guns in
Lovely.
space would not create a brilliant light show. They would be completely invisible because of the vacuum of space.
Seen it in a movie.
Yeah.
It's got to be real.
It's got to be true.
Okay.
That's what we discussed.
Well, as we keep on discussing about this particular point, we're going to go ahead and go to a quick break. I hope that you enjoy the sweet, sultry sounds of the advertisement you are about to hear.
It's my voice.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
What up?
Welcome back
Cotter. Got it.
Welcome back.
to the show.
We're back.
Here we are.
We are back. Speaking of back,
Uh-oh.
did you know that in movies, when it shows you walking with your back to an explosion, that's just a load of malarkey? Again, it's almost like this entire episode is focused around the fact that Hollywood is lying to us, and I'm still surprised by the fact that I can't walk away from an explosion when it's blown up behind me.
Rascals.
Why? Because even though it's a scene that is all too familiar in Hollywood movies, the initial fact is that while the initial fire inferno may not cause any harm to the person in real life, the resulting shockwave would.
That makes sense.
So anytime you watch like an exploding building in real life, or one of those videos of like that factory in Beirut that blew up, a lot of those people that were recording it, they saw the explosion right away, and that was cool. But if you paid attention, 5-10 seconds later, the shockwave is what broke all the glass around them, what actually ended up hurting them.
Right.
Yeah. So this would compress all of the air in your body as it spread out from the point of impact, and then immediately cause it to expand massively. So you know, like the bariatric surgery, where it's like making your stomach a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah.
Okay, think the
Little
opposite
tummy
of that
tuck.
times 1,000 with fire and compressed air.
No,
That's a
thanks.
good visual. Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah,
Wow.
don't want
Yes.
that.
It's a rough day.
Rough day.
It's a rough one.
A rough day, but it's
Yeah.
your last rough day.
It is. I mean, it's over.
It's-
It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
That is the end.
So yeah.
Take
So
solace.
I take solace in the fact that this is the worst day I will ever have.
Mm.
It's not going to get any worse than this right now.
Unless you had a back shield.
That's true.
Back shield.
Yeah.
Like Captain America.
Mm.
When he's not using it.
Yeah.
So if you had a back shield,
It probably would still
probably
kill you.
increase your chances.
Yeah, or kill you.
Number 9,
Oh.
truth serum. Sorry, I just had to get it out.
No,
there.
thank you.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Yeah,
Throw it
I
out.
feel like coming clean about this.
Wow.
Truth serum can make people reveal all of their secrets.
Absolutely. I believe that is a firm fact.
Mm.
Right. Well,
Mm.
yeah. I was going to go on about maybe I had some. I pump you up full of some truth serum. We'll figure out for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's actually called, what is it called?
We're about to find out. So
Okay.
in films such as True Lies, which Honey English.
Oh yeah,
and
True
even in
Lies.
Meet the Fockers.
Right.
As
Schwarzenegger.
well, have shown us anything is that truth serums not only exist, but they work almost instantly and are astoundingly effective.
Absolutely.
And they are astoundingly wrong.
Of course.
So mixtures known as truth serums do exist in some form, and you might wonder why they aren't used more often or widely used by police forces and other authorities. The simple answer, because just like lie detector tests, they don't work. Another fun fact, lie detectors don't work.
What?
Yeah.
Polygraph?
Polygraph tests.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Polygraph tests are made simply so that way the police can say, may we give you a polygraph test, and if you say no, then you're probably guilty. But if you say yes and like you're willing to do it, like yes, please give me the polygraph test. Yeah, it's
You
usually
serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I thought there was some science behind this.
Yeah, there is. You just don't know about it. Einsteinian stuff. You
Oh.
wouldn't get it.
Oh. Jeez.
Yeah.
What a judgment. I read Wikipedia.
In all honesty, with most of the truth serums that are used in real life is that they're mostly act as sedatives.
Oh.
So you know how like when you're tired and groggy, you just can't think of an answer real quickly, and like you're just sometimes you get the wrong answer, or yeah. That's basically the same thing. They're doing the same thing that our wives would probably do to us if we woke us up at 3 a.m. saying, "Did you clean the car?" Yeah.
Either that or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And now we're showing our age.
What did you say, honey? Whatever you said, baby.
Yes.
Right
Truth
answer.
serum. You gave me that truth serum doing, didn't you?
So
That
it's
was chilly.
which is really good as a leftover. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch our latest episode.
Hit it.
Other than this one. No, watch our episode 3 episodes ago for our leftovers episode and find out where chili falls down in that list.
What's for dinner?
So, yeah, sedatives, they slow down a person's mental process so that it's harder to come up with an answer. However, it doesn't actually make anyone more honest. It doesn't increase your honesty at all. It just makes you groggy.
Not that.
Yeah. Now then, number 10. And I wanted to go ahead and save number 10 because I think that it is one of the most important ones because it goes all the way back to the defibrillator incident for me.
Okay.
Where we need to make sure we get this straight. So I'm going to put this one up there with defibrillator, and I'm going to put it up there with the reporting someone missing after 24 hours as well too.
Okay.
This is another dangerous one. So one of my favorite parts in the movie Jurassic Park was where we had one of the best dad jokes of all time where he acts like he's getting electrocuted down in the fences, go "Oh!" like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was hardcore.
Hardcore parkour. Well, at least for the kid.
He might have tried parkour.
He might have.
May have.
Gosh.
May have.
Long fall.
Well, speaking of the fall, afterwards, if you remember correctly, the Dr. Grant, was that his name? Dr.
I
Grant?
think so.
Sounds good.
Dr. Grant began to go ahead and give the kid CPR because he had got electrocuted. So in the movie industry, it seems as if CPR is a reliable method to be able to bring anybody back to life. So according to Ranker.com, they did the math, and unlike in the movies where CPR has a success rate of around 75%, according to Hollywood, CPR has a success rate of about 75%. Real life sees that rate drop to around 10%.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's not the end all be all.
No. And even then, CPR does not work in the same way as it does in Hollywood either. Its purpose is not to bring somebody back to life, but to keep them alive by pumping blood through their body.
Right.
So you're not bringing the person back to life. That person still needs to be able to get medical attention. If the person does wake up after CPR, still take them to the hospital. But all you are doing is just doing the work that the heart is unable to do right there at the moment.
Right.
You're just pumping blood through the body.
That's right.
So you're not bringing anybody back to life with a defibrillator or with CPR or, well, those were the 2 medical ones I talked about. So yeah.
Right.
Great PSA right there.
Yeah. That was kind of a big one for me just because, I don't know. Movies do such a bad job of creating this false narrative of what we need to do in real life. And it's because movies are such a part of American culture, especially. Sometimes we take those things as for real. And the simple fact of the matter is that it's purely for entertainment purposes, no matter how real it seems.
He's very passionate about this.
Very, very passionate about it. Yes. You know what else I'm passionate about? Whizzle Dizzle.
Oh.
Whizzle Dizzle. All right. I've been excited for this one right here. I went ahead and brought in a multiple choice, and I wrote it down on paper.
Come on. Wow. Old school.
Yes, on the paper right there.
In the lab.
Yes. So, for this quizzle dizzle right here, I wanted to talk about a movie myth.
Okay.
a little bit, which we've been talking about, but I want to go a little bit deeper into a movie urban legend.
Oh, okay. Here we
Yeah.
go.
All right. So we're ready for a movie urban legend. So,
Let's do it.
which movie is one of the earliest movies to have a deadly legend attached to it? Are you guys ready for your answer? For your
The
question?
earliest.
The earliest.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Got it.
A Never-Ending Story. The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
The animated Lord of the Rings. The original animated Lord of the Rings. And Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Okay.
So, to once again go ahead and ask the
Yeah.
question. Which movie is one of the earliest movies to be able to have a deadly legend attached to it? The Never-Ending Story, The Wizard of Oz, the animated Lord of the Rings, or Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Never ending story.
I've got to say Wizard of Oz.
Loser's gotta sniff the other's toes.
Oh, God.
I'm out.
Alright.
I'm out.
Let's just see who won then.
Making a gentleman's bet.
Okay, so final answers. We have The Never-Ending Story, correct?
Correct?
And we have The Wizard of Oz, correct?
Correct.
The correct answer is The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, you would have got that one.
The Wizard of Oz. And I think that I know exactly what part you're referring to as well too. So there is
You go ahead and tell me, and I'll tell you if that's what I'm thinking.
That sounds good. That sounds good. So there is an urban legend around the production of the Wizard of Oz, in which one of the Munchkins, who was depressed, hanged himself on set. Or finally, he could be seen hanging in the distance as Dorothy and her friends are walking down the Yellow Brick Road. So we're enhancing this picture a little bit right now, which is another myth in Hollywood. You can't enhance the picture so much
Myth
as you
within
see.
a myth.
Myth within a myth.
Inception.
Mythception.
That's what I live for.
Yeah. So you can see in the background that there is a shadowy figure that looks like he or she is hanging in the background there. So it actually was not a suicide. It wasn't a character. It was actually a large bird, like an emu or a crane. So the production, it turns out, had borrowed a bunch of birds from the Los Angeles Zoo and let them roam around the indoor studio to make it look more authentically and outdoorsy. Which is funny because all that did was just bring this myth. I don't ever remember seeing any emus or birds. Only bird-like things I saw in The Wizard of Oz were like the flying monkeys or something like that.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah.
Reels.
Yeah, but so I mean, looking at the figure, it definitely does look like somebody's hanging. But if you zoom in enough right there and correlate it with receipts and all that jazz, it's just a large emu.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So no
Nice.
actual death in The Wizard of Oz.
This is like good quizzle dizzle, especially since I beat you.
Yeah, too bad you weren't man enough to take the bet.
Go ahead and leave y'all on a happy ending of knowing that nobody actually hung themselves on the set of The Wizard of
I
Oz.
feel much better knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody but the Australians because of the Great Emu War and all that jazz. Rip. Emus. They lost that one. Marginally. But that's been all for this episode of Movie Myths That Could Potentially Kill You or Make You Dumber or all in all bad things. I've been Juan. This has been Jordan. That's been Zane.
Still Zane.
So, until next time, Triple Light Nation, stay curious.